Stefan, if you share my screen, this is a little bit of politics that you can enjoy with us. Missouri lawmakers passed bill making it legal to give guns to kids without parents' permission.
Oh, Lord.
Now this title, of course, you always have to read the article to find out exactly what's going on. But what's interesting here is what happened is there was a Republican lawmaker who was asking to, penalize people who, criminals who unlawfully use firearms and then pass them off to children to avoid protection. Now, the Republican House was afraid that if you wrote this law as he wrote it, that you would punish grandparents and family members who took their nieces, nephews, and grandkids shooting without the parents' permission. They thought, that's going to punish them because, don't we realize that most murders happen with someone you know? Yes. They do not happen from a stranger. They happen from someone you know, someone who has, someone in your household or something like that. So you really want it going with that one uncle who talks about the Illuminati, go shooting with that fucker? Like, no, I don't want him going without my kid's permission. And of course, where does this happen? Missouri.
Wow. Show me state. You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Yeah, I want to show you my gun. What are you, like 5? Here, shoot this shit.
Here's a machine gun, son.
That's an accurate depiction, actually.
I think that as far as a kid having a kid can go shooting a gun, but this was really mostly pointed at when they wanted to penalize people for giving a kid a gun. It was to giving a kid a gun to own. Why should a kid actually own a certain calibers of guns just because some adult gives them to him? It's like, especially when you have a high teen suicide rate in America, it's like, this is not a good idea.
Not even that. Hormones. Why would you trust a teenage girl to make logic and sense? Like, she'd be like, fuck this boy. He doesn't fucking love me. I'm gonna go fucking shoot him. Like,
fuck.
I'm gonna make him love me.
Hell, how about a teenage boy? I've been there where you're fuming because she broke up with you, and all you can think about is that for days. It's like, oh yeah, give that fucker a gun. No, don't do that.
I think again the idiocracy of this country and lawmakers like that just astounds me, because everything flows from the right to bear arms, and so we are going to go to any length to maintain this ideology that the right to bear arms. Meanwhile, I'm getting I'm getting overloaded with my texts from the Sandy Hook parents because those people's kids would be going to high school right now. So I think everything is so counterintuitive. Like, this is definitely, idiot. Just beyond, but to then concoct this idea that you're protecting grandparents. That's so convoluted and so cockamamie. It's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's what you call crazy.
We can't even trust a kid with a car until they're either 16 or 18, varied by state. How are we going to trust them with something that could potentially kill somebody? Makes absolutely no sense.
And there was a horror story, 2-3 weeks ago, an older brother killed a younger brother, shot him. I don't want to go into it because it was a horror story. It's true, but what? On any level, again, to cock, like you said, hormones, that just the craziness of this country.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, for anybody listening that thinks I might be an anti-gun person, I actually love going shooting with my friends. One of my favorite guns to shoot is an AR-15. I know that there's a lot of controversy, but it's a fun gun to shoot. It's basically a glorified 22, and it makes me feel big for a little bit. It makes me feel more than 5'6", but the only thing I've ever shot with it is water bottles filled with some kind of colored liquid or something, because that's cool. Yeah. Bam! Yeah! Look at that thing. And
it's a very accurate weapon. Yes.
I am, and here's something I've heard another comedian say, and I can't remember his name right now. I am pro-gun, but I'm also pro-gun control, because I'm an adult and I can have both thoughts in my head at the same time.
Mhm.
I am pro gun, but there is a certain extent where I say it's not a toy. So for the guys that have 30 guns in their collection because that's their toy, no, it's meant to protect you.
You don't need 30
to ensure your safety. It's not a toy. It's not a fucking spoon collection. It's something that can potentially cause danger. And you don't need 30 guns. You just need a couple to ensure the safety of your household.
Yeah.
You know,
after that,
on that note,
I got gun friends that would hate me saying this, but you ever notice the guys with the most gun have the least shit to protect?
Yeah,
it's so true. Yeah. He's living in an apartment in Montebello.
On that note, my cousin, my cousin and his friends were playing. This was more than 15, 20 years ago, but they were playing in the friend's house, and the dad thought it smart to let the sons know the combination to the gun locker.
Oh, God.
Obviously not smart because, and I'll get to why here in a second, but so they ended up, playing with the gun. Luckily, the safety was on when he pointed it at my cousin, and then the safety came off on his brother, and the dude ended up shooting his own brother in the face.
Oh, no.
That's real. That's real. Not a joke. So the documentary I saw explains if you're going to have a gun in the house and your kids are at a certain age, there's specific things that need to be done if it's going to absolutely be in the house. And if you absolutely aren't going to be home and you believe your oldest son is going to protect mommy if the house gets robbed, well, there are stages and steps that you need to follow because, one, it's not a toy. That's the number one thing you have to get out of their heads.
Yeah, as Nate put in his comment, it's not a toy, it's a tool.
It's not a toy, it's a tool. That's number one. Number two is you have to have them know what it can do. They have to know what it can do. Because if they don't realize that it can kill and people are not coming back. That's it. It's game over.
Yeah.
It's game over. So
that's game. You know what? And compliments to Nate Hall because he said he's been shooting firearms since he was 6 years old and respects them. Because when I first started shooting firearms, it does one of two things to you. Either it scares the shit out of you so much that you respect the hell out of it, or you grow obsessed, hence the 30 guns in your one-bedroom apartment in Montebello.
I don't want to
shoot one shotgun.
I have a family member. I won't name their name because I know they're probably watching or someone they know is watching. I'll just get in deep trouble. But
now they know who you're talking about.
I don't give a shit. Hate me, I don't care. But yeah, they have like a shit ton of guns, and they buy like when bullets go on sale. It almost sounds like my dad. They just buy the most obsessive amount of bullets. Like I get if you go out sport shooting every now and then or you go hunting, okay, but do you need like a couple thousand rounds? Do you really need a couple thousand rounds? Like, what are you? I don't. That just doesn't make sense to me.
I honestly think it's still a bad decision in any way because when we're young, impulsivity is always a problem. Like 100%. We don't really react based off logic or common sense. If we feel a certain way, we do it. Like I honestly think there should still be an age cap. Giving a child something, it's
you
can't trust a kid.
It's fucking insane.
Oh no, I agree.